What's up, guys? I just want to get a quick video out about the market before I head off to an island about an hour and a half. Uh, so, just looking at Bitcoin, we had a big liquidation here, and it's freaked a lot of people out. Bitcoin's basically entirely recovered. We're sitting back under that resistance around 44,300. Um, but Bitcoin's bounced back nicely. The altcoin market is still struggling a bit. So we'll look at a couple of these charts, and then I just have a few tweets I want to show you in a little clip from Blockchain Backer's newest video. So for Bitcoin, right, it just looks like, we had a push up here. We had a little bit of a short squeeze, and then we just had a big liquidation, squeezing out a bunch of leverage positions. There was tons of liquidation. And we came right back up, and we're still just in this ascending triangle, in my opinion. Still consolidating. We had all these liquidations, and the price still couldn't even break this low around 41,300. Still didn't even break through 40K. So you would think if you have a big move like this, it's not even getting that low. It still shows there's a lot of strength in the market. And the big news of today is just that it looks like a Bitcoin ETF approval is imminent within the next few days, within the next week for sure, by January 8th to the 10th or 11th. We'll go over here from Credible Crypto. That official approval is still January 8th through the 10th, but from people who are much more knowledgeable than me about this stuff, they're saying a filing of some documents before official approval are pretty much unofficial approval, and those are filings are expected to come in imminently. And then, sure enough, they did. The SEC has told exchanges and issuers to submit their final 19 and 4S forms today for their spot Bitcoin ETF applications, and the SEC commissioners plan to vote next week. And then we see over here from Satoshi Stacker pointing out in the past hour or so, a bunch of these filings have started to come through. So it looks like it's basically a done deal, and we're going to get the ETF approval. Now it's just the question of how does Bitcoin react? Is it a mega pump and as bullish as everyone thinks, or is it going to be a sell the news event? Who knows? I'm inclined to say that the news is going to probably send us high, because we're not pumping into the news. We had this dump right here like a day or two ago that has kind of killed off a lot of sentiment and has people scared again. So, if we were if this dump didn't happen and we were doing something like this, like rampaging up into the news next week, and we're like all the way up here at 50K, then I would be a little more worried that it might be a sell the news. But with where we're at, I feel like probably going to be bullish, and it's probably going to send the market a lot higher. So we'll go down to Bitcoin dominance. I want to take a look at that, and then we'll look at the total altcoin market cap. So I said this, I think in my prior video that I made, the market, I was looking, Bitcoin dominance was down here, and I was looking for, a back test of this trend line that Bitcoin dominance has been riding up since November of 2022, all the way up, right? I said weeks ago, almost a month, that this looked like a week higher high that was put in. Sure enough, we come down, bounce off the trend line, set a lower high, break through, and now we're coming up and retesting this trend line as resistance, in my opinion. And this has confluence with, if you look at the altcoin market cap, total 3, this line here, we had our altcoin market cap, Wyckoff accumulation, breakout, consolidate, push up, and then we just had a liquidation and violent backtest of our high over here. So while Bitcoin dominance is going up and retesting its support line as resistance, the altcoin market did retest its resistance as support. So there's extreme confluence here in thinking that, this everything is lining up for the altcoins to start rampaging and outpace Bitcoin, but for at the same time, of course, Bitcoin to continue higher and lead the way. It looks really good as we speak. Bitcoin, we got 44K, solid. Now, quickly to touch on XRP before I show blockchain backers video, it's crazy, right? XRP hardly does anything during all of these pumps and whatnot, and then it gets wrecked the absolute most out of like most of the coins. We had like a 20% dump. Most of them did have about 20%, but we're recovering kind of. Look, we finally got like a proper back test of this range, the 54-cent highs about, and kind of set a little trend line here that I drew. But what it really was is, we broke out of this range the first time with the news, failed, and we came right back in. We broke out, finally have gotten a retest. Closing the weekly candle above like 54 cents is really key, in my opinion. So far, so good. Everything looks all right. This would be the back test that we need to continue, and that's going to be demonstrated here really quick. Show you from the blockchain backers.
So it all brings us to the point of, are we doing our last little test in here after spending a year and a half in Wyckoff accumulation, and then finally here this week we get the test at the top of the range. We get daily closes sitting right on top of it, and now it's about turning up for the final excitement of the cryptocurrency market in 2024. So to understand the structure of like what we've had from 2021 to 2023, here's a very simple correction that XRP has done before. This one was much shorter still.
Of course we didn't have it. That's crazy. It's okay. And my alarm goes off. One moment.
Still, it was a 7-month correction that included an A, B, C correction, followed by all phases of Wyckoff accumulation. We know that's what we've experienced over here in 2021 through 2023 for XRP, with an A, B, C correction and all phases of Wyckoff accumulation complete in here. As we could see in here at the resistance level, is really right above where the breakdown takes place here heading into capitulation. As we know, that's been our resistance here even when they won the lawsuit against SEC and XRP was deemed not a security. The only things that are really different in here, you could argue either this or this. You draw a line like that and suddenly these things are the identical same exact thing. We'll take everything off the screen. You can just see that into the capitulation phase, right? You have the selling climax followed by the secondary test. That's what we have over here. You have the selling climax followed by the secondary test. That marks the actual bottom. That marks the actual bottom. Then it's just a slow grind up and a slow grind up. Then lastly, coming in for this conclusion with this one test in here. And I remember being here during that time. I remember the unbelievable negativity in the community, the loss of faith that it's just never going to happen. I very clearly remember it and have told the story dozens of times here on the YouTube channel. Of course, we have something very similar occurring here right now, but you can see these things happening in here, right? This is just below where things really start to capitulate in here. Just below where things start to capitulate in here. And notice the testing region that happens here as we have this ABC. Zooming in on it to see where we come back and hit in this area. It's just like over here, right? ABC, we have the same thing, somewhat of like a head and shoulders happening down in here, with a head and shoulders happening down in here for this test, right? This, here we go again, right? But it's quite remarkable to see these things.
So I just thought that was a good little clip to show from his video. Shout out to Blockchain Backer. Go give him a subscription and check him out if you haven't already. So, it's honestly just things are lining up. They still look good. I know a lot of people are scared. A lot of people are freaking out. Feels like it's the end of the world. XRP's still not moving or doing anything. All the altcoins kind of got wrecked the past couple days. But look, have faith. I think I've been saying it for a while. I think we're on the cusp. Something huge. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one.